Mm.
23, April 2024. Yes, April 2024.
Mm.
I got my first big contract. June got my second big contract. Clients were coming in slowly but surely. So I had to shift my point of view, my truth, my reality. I
Mm-hmm.
had to shift and say that's not the only reality. Maybe that exists, but I'm going to create a new one and focus on another reality. And those people came, those people who seeked me, and I kept saying to myself and say, those who are looking for me will find me. Those who are looking for me and needing my services will find me. And they
Mm.
did.
Mm-hmm.
And they still do. I don't have to go out and go and find the people. They come to me because I'm ready. I've put it out there. I'm saying to the universe, here I am. If anyone's looking for a guide, alternative way, they will
Mm-hmm.
find me. And they do.
I
Yeah.
mean, I completely, I mean, you know this village because we've talked. You've been
Yeah.
to my village, and you are friends with people I know in the village, and obviously I'm a carer for elderly people in this surrounding area as
Yeah.
well. So of a certain
Yeah.
age, although there is still pushback from that age. I mean, I'm looking at 70-plus-year-old people I deal with, and they
Sure.
don't accept. They listen because
Yeah.
they know what I do. We talk because I spend quite a while with them. But the good thing is when that person goes, I'll give that a go, and then it works, the surprise and the shock
Yep.
and also slightly annoyance that they feel like they've been hoodwinked
Yeah.
for years into
Yep.
believing that they could only fix the problem that
Yes.
thing that we did fixed through
Correct.
going to the GP and waiting
Yeah.
3 months for an appointment or
Yeah.
whatever it is, a year to see a hospital doctor. So there is that. I do agree. It goes right back to what you said at the beginning. There is a shift. We
Mm.
are tending to move towards a certain way of dealing with our own health, which is ownership.
Yes.
Instead of going right, I don't want to own this, I want somebody else to own it for me because it's
Yeah.
too big for me, or because I've been taught that I shouldn't look after my own health. It's got to go to somebody else.
Yes.
There is this change, isn't there? And I am happy to see this change. I mean, I'm a very impatient person, Lynn, so I want to see change yesterday.
I know. I
But
know.
you've got to take your time, haven't you? It
Of course
takes.
you
I
do.
mean, if you look at, I mean, because of my business, the medicine's 150-year-old. I'll give it a liberal years. It's not older than
Much
that.
longer. Much
No,
longer.
that's generations of people being told if you get ill, then you
Yeah.
got to ring up the GP and then you get an appointment. And if you
Yeah.
have to go to the hospital, they'll get you an appointment, and that's all
Yeah.
you do. Same with your pets, you got to go to the vet. That's how it works. But there is people now, because of the advent of the internet, Google Doctor, which is annoying sometimes, but also it's great. It does open people's minds because
Yeah.
they are going right and they're looking at stories on Instagram and reels on Facebook, and they're
Mm.
seeing all of the information, which
Mm.
sometimes is a bad thing. It's a good
Mm.
thing because it is
Yes.
letting people go, right, okay, well, my mum and my granny and granddad dealt with their health issues this way because that was,
Mm.
and they told me but I'm getting this conflict because I'm
No.
seeing actually, do you know, I don't know if that's the right way to deal with this. I don't think popping a pill every day is going to sort this problem. I think I need to look at this in an alternative way.
Mm. Mm.
And so,
Mm.
yeah, I completely agree. I think your way, this industry that we're part of, I class it as
Mm.
an industry because it is an industry. It's quite big. There's lots of alternative ways of treating
Yes.
health that is not modern medicine, the normal healthcare way. So
Yeah.
it is an industry in its way. It's an industry that isn't as well advertised because of financial or because of just the way that the media portrays us, etc. But it is growing individually and in
Mm.
people's rooms, in their sort of phones and in their minds, and they're going, okay, and I'm going to ignore all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to go this and I'm going to try it because ultimately it's not going to hurt to
Yes.
speak to somebody like you or to contact somebody like me and take a supplement, for example.
Yeah.
It's not going to hurt.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I've not lost anything. And then I can go down that road.
Exactly. Love that.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic what we're doing. I'm just going to, bearing in mind times, I'm just going to run through some questions, Lynn, if you don't mind, that are sort of endemic really to you and what
Sure.
you do. Okay. Because I think that'll help because I think what you do in the sort of, I call it, well, you did a very good acupuncture on my ears, which was amazing, by the way. Sorted me right out for the couple of days that I
I
was
know
on
it's
Ideas Fest.
amazing.
But I think the way that your approach to health is a good thing, because it's not necessarily looking at supplements or alternative treatment, topical or non-topical sort of products. It's looking at you as a person, being able
Yeah.
to regulate that by looking at different ways. And
Yes.
so I think people need to hear that these days, because I think
Yeah.
there's, with all the world problems,
Yeah.
people are super stressed at the moment, and you can
100%.
feel it in the air sometimes, can't you? So people hear all the time, Lynn, as we've just been talking about this, the phrase nervous system regulation.
Yeah.
It's everywhere at the moment, especially when you get into the algorithm on an Instagram page, for example. If you look at one video, it sort of feeds, and there's loads and loads of people all over the world. But in your words, what is actually happening inside the body when someone's nervous system is dysregulated?
Well, we work with the two. So the vagus nervous is broken into two branches. It's the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic. So the sympathetic nervous system is your fight or flight. That's that constant buzz, the constant, it's like a hum, like it's always there in the background.
Yeah.
You can't really ever sit still, be calm, sit with yourself. That's your fight or flight. No, that is 100% your safety mechanism. So that's your amygdala fight or flight response in your brain that's going off and saying, danger, danger, danger. And danger, back in the good old days, in the hunter-gatherers days, used to be there's a lion. So your body gets pumped with this adrenaline. So whenever you perceive danger, you get adrenaline release in your body, and that is meant for you to either run away or fight. Fight the lion, kill it, or run away from it. But what we would do back in the day, we would actually release that adrenaline, that cortisol. So once the danger is not out of sight yet, then the body releases cortisol. So your body gets pumped constantly. If you're in a state of fight or flight, constantly adrenaline, cortisol, adrenaline, cortisol. And if you were living 1,000 years ago, you would go run around. You would get that out of your body. You would shout, "Wah!" Whatever you would do. We used to be more somatic. We would like, what do you call it? Punch our chests. We would
Very
dance
sort of
around.
masculine sort of approach.
We would make the noises, make the sounds. We would do the breathing. That's all somatics. What happened now? This is the lion. That's our lion.
Yeah.
And what do we do? We're sitting right here. So I'm scared. Adrenaline gets pumped in my body. Cortisol follows, and I'm sitting. And my breath goes shallow. It goes, I'm breathing from here. I'm playing dead. I'm playing dead. I've become numb. But that's in the parasympathetic nervous system. There's two branches, and one of them is the playing dead. So that's when you've become disassociated. You're not present in this moment. So it's better to be in the fight or flight, but then you need to move. You need to actually move your body, because what we want to be is in the parasympathetic, the rest and digest space. But in order to move there, we need to move through the loop. So it's like we call it the trauma loop.
Yeah.
So your body needs to release all this adrenaline and cortisol, and then you can find your safe space. Deep breath. I'm safe. I'm safe.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm safe. Yeah, I'm good. I'm safe. And that's what we don't do. We don't do that whole process. We just sit. We sit. 90%, well, I wouldn't say 90%, but a large portion of the population that is experiencing acute stress. Sit. We don't move our bodies. We don't do breathing. We don't shake. We don't dance. We don't shout. Don't stomp our feet. So that's in a nutshell what happens with the nervous system. It gets overwhelmed because we just keep oppress.
Yeah.
Depression. That's when we start getting depression, because we've been oppressing. Even things like bipolar. We've been told we've got a personality disorder. I've been told this by a few psychologists growing up. You've got a personality disorder. No, I don't. I just had trauma. I didn't know how to deal with it. You didn't give me the tools either. You as a psychologist, you want to come and sit and judge me and put labels on me, but you don't give me tools. You want to give me a medication and say, just go be quiet. Go make yourself less. Go be still there in the corner. I don't want to see you. Don't want to hear from you. Just take this tablet. Become numb. Don't respond. Don't react.
Yeah.
That's a good girl. Oh, you're a good girl now. I like you. Did it help me? No. Led me to addiction. Led me to near suicide. It's makes me furious when I think of this whole system. that likes to put labels on us.
Completely. I mean, I'm with you on this because I'm autistic. Well, prognosis highly likely this year. Last year, sorry, at 52. But I've suffered with depression, PTSD, anxiety disorder, OCD. I'm not going to go on. The list is massive.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've never once taken medication.
Yeah.
I've been constantly on breakdowns, and I've had numerous breakdowns, gone to the doctor as you do, before obviously all of this became a thing for me, the alternative ways of looking at your own body and controlling it and helping it. And they say, oh, just take these citalopram or sertraline or whatever anti-anxiety drugs they want to give you. And I never do. I don't know why. I just haven't. I don't know if that's just because I've grown up with family members who have taken, antidepressants for years, and it's never made them any better. In fact, it's probably made them worse, if I'm totally honest with you, because it doesn't deal with the root cause, and it goes down to what you said about the bipolar as well, isn't it? There's just this, well, just go away and do this, because if you do it this way, which is the best way for you as a person, and for me, that's talking therapy. I talk a lot. Because it works for me. It gets the things inside me out rather than just trying to, suppress it.
Okay.
The suppressing, I believe, in my opinion, when you suppress, it's easier for society to accept you as that person. So it's like, you just said, go away and be a good girl and don't really talk to us, just take these tablets and you'll be fine. And it doesn't work for everybody. And majority of people, it doesn't. And I've seen that throughout my own life. And that was in those days, 20 years ago. Now we've got the phone, which is constantly in his hands wherever we go. People take it everywhere in every room, even though they'll put it on the side, they'll pick it up to go to the kitchen, or they'll pick it up to take it to the bedroom or the toilet. And it's there, isn't it? That's the stimulation that's the lion, isn't it? That's the lion you just can't get away from, because you've ultimately got news fed to you all the time. Doom and gloom and disaster and worry and fear and war. And that's the lion that's constantly making you on edge all the time. So your stress and your fear and the sort of adrenaline's running through your body. And there's never really a time for the cortisol to take over, is there, these days? Unless you're really strong, I find. And press the cross button when you get the real, that's doom. It's a news feed about something going on in politics. Get rid of it. Win the algorithm, beat the algorithm, and get the nice stuff. If you need, we need our phones. I do, because I'm a business owner, and it's difficult. But also, you've got to avoid the news. I mean, I disengaged from news years ago because I knew it wasn't good for me. It just fed into this fear, and I was constantly on edge all the time. I never really got time, and I was worn out all the time because it was just always fighting. I'm not very good at flighting. So I was like, I can't do this. So we're going to have to just stop watching the news. I grew up with the news at 6, news at 10. And that's the thing. I grew up with these things, and it's an institution. And on the morning, you get up, you turn the telly on, and there's the news. It's from 6 o'clock in the morning. You're like, oh my God, it's just constant. And you just got to go, no, I'm not going to do this anymore.
I know. And you know what they're doing now?
Sorry?
You know what they're doing now?
What?
They're playing the news for the kids in school. Yeah, it's called News Round.
I had News Round as a child, but
Are you joking? Since then?
Oh yeah. Oh, thanks. News Round was a thing.
Like the last years.
No, News Round has been around since I was, in the 70s.
Oh, that's disgusting. I mean, why would my child need to know about what's going on in the world?
I mean, the news...
How is it going to impact? It just causes her anxiety. So I said to the school, you do not put my child in that News Round school, in the class. She must go read a book, or she can go draw pictures. I don't want her to know about what's happening in Iraq or in Japan or in the world. It's none of her business. She should be playing. She should have an imagination. She should be creative, creating, not listen to this bombarded news of sick.
No. Well, I don't know what the News Round is today because I'm 52. But when I was a kid, it was a man called John Craven who was, and it wasn't world politics and war. It was about sheep in a field. It was about news about school stuff. It was very light, sort of.
Okay.
It wasn't. I mean, I would be in your position, and that's why I'm a big advocate for banning children on social media.
Yeah.
Under a certain age. I completely need
agree. 100% agree.
You cannot. Your brain can't I mean, I'm a 52-year-old man and I struggle to cope sometimes if I see the
Same.
news.
So
So if you've got an 11,
I
12-year-old, how are
myself,
they
I
going to process?
scroll,
Yeah.
scroll, and then I can actually feel in my stomach how sick I'm starting to get. I'm like, oh, I'm feeling yucky. And then I realize, Ben, you've been on social media for like an hour. What have you done? Just scrolling and looking at, oh, it's gross.
Oh, no. Well, actually, this leads me on to the next question, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So just bearing this in mind, this might be a sort of way of trying to help people as well. So from your experience, what are the most common signs of someone's nervous system has been under chronic stress, even if they believe they're coping just fine? So basically, what are they going to be looking for to see that it's their internal system that's causing all of these other problems that they're going to the GP about, for example?